Just listen to my story, I'm stating facts. All them heartbreaks made me trust like that. I only got pain in the end from that. I made sure that the spliff in my hand was fat. I was popping pillies for the pain, just to feel like I was in my happy place. She never saw what I had to face when I was off my face. And I know that it's gone now, I know it's my time now. I'm really trying to be the best me, I don't know how. It's stuck in lockdown. Is this even living? I suffer in my house, doing nothing like an old man. Just thinking. Half the time I was drinking and rapping and singing, just to fade the pain away.
Some stories are written in comfort, others are carved from the grind. Today, we meet a man who built his voice out of the echoes of struggle, a voice that carries through music, through business, and through the lives he's touched. OWEN HOPKINS is more than an artist, he's a builder of bridges, a creator of paths for those who dare to dream beyond their circumstances. Through Wolfpack Chat, he's not just leading a community, he's rewriting the rules of how ambition is grown, nurtured and shared. His journey began with closed doors, but with every no became another brick in the empire he's building. This is not just an introduction, this is an invitation to witness resilience in motion. Hello and welcome to Glo Talks.
Serious, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
No, love, man.
It's great to be here, isn't it? It's been a crazy journey since I last saw you, but I'm glad we're locked in now, bro. Ready to go.
No, 100%. I think the last time I saw you was at that networking event.
Yeah, Entrepreneur Fest
Yeah.
Expedition. Yeah, no,
About
I
4
remember
months
that.
ago.
Man, it was so gas. It was on the lineup, and he was like, "Bro, I'm doing a podcast." I was like, "Wait a second, can I jump on that?" I was like, yes.
Yeah. Do you know,
Yeah.
it's good to network like that. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
Especially environments that are bringing everyone who's building something
Exactly.
together.
And that's why I rated them, you know what I mean? That's why I went for it, you know. It was really, really quick as well, you know, but I'm glad I just took that jump and went there, you know, and that's the way you got to do things realistically, you know, stop thinking, just start doing, you know.
No, 100%. Usually on my podcast, I like to do a little warm-up game, a little icebreaker. But I've actually got a few questions for you.
All right.
Just to ease you in. Wolfpack Chat becomes global overnight, or your music charts at number 1?
Oh, I would say the music, bro. I'll be real on the music all day long. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
definitely. Plus, if the music blows, then that'll blow anyway. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
It's all a brand at the end of the day. Like when you get famous, you can build off of that.
So you're very passionate about music.
Yeah, definitely.
£1 million up front or 1 million loyal followers?
I'd say 1 million loyal followers, because then again, like if they're loyal and you provide value, everything you could, you know, put a cost of £10, then you got 10 million, right? So it's like you can make the money out of that anyway, you know.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
it's just good to have like loyal people that are gonna be there for you, you know, along the journey and support you. Do you know what I mean? You can support them, you know. So it's more down to the people than the money for me.
Yeah, and now the environment that we live in, like, it's all about the people, innit? You know what I mean? The more followers you have, the more streaming you have, it's like it equivalates to currency anyway. Work with your biggest idol or be someone else's biggest inspiration?
Be someone else's big inspiration. Yeah, definitely. Because I look up to a lot of people, you know, but I feel like bringing that value and helping people up, that's what brings me the gift, you know. That's what helps, you know, people. So I would rather that, definitely.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
Have all the skills you need or have all the connections you want?
Or I say all the skills.
Yeah.
Because then you'll make the connections anyway.
Just do it, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
So, Owen, obviously, for the audience who don't know you, would you like to introduce yourself? Where you from?
Yeah, so my name is Owen Hopkins. I'm from Essex. I'm 22, nearly 23. I'm a music artist, digital entrepreneur, man of many talents, just spreading positivity in a world full of hate.
Yeah, I like that. I like that self-introduction. That's actually good. So you say you're from Essex.
Yeah.
Which part of Essex?
Basildon predominantly, but I don't really like to say it because it's not the best. Do you know what I mean?
It's where you come from, innit?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's the ghetto. Do you know what I mean? It's the slums, man. You know, and seen so many traumatic events, so many people struggling. Do you know what I mean? And I guess it's made me into the person I am today to realize what's wrong and what's right. Definitely, but you know, I just say I'm all over Essex. Do you know what I mean? I've been here, there, and everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
obviously I've lived in Pitsea my whole life, same place, same yard. You know, still there at the moment, of course. You know, and I'm just blessed to have a good family. You know, and a good place to live, because across the road it's much different. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, having that space that I had, you know, for me, just away from that, has given me that you know, time to grow. Do you know what I mean? And I just appreciate, you know, where I'm at compared to other people. Do you know what I mean?
Nah. I mean, I've actually been to Basildon and Southend and Pitsea and all these other places, and I probably know a lot more about life on the other side of the road that you mentioned earlier. And it does get rough around them areas, isn't it? Like, you have a lot of robberies, a lot of theft, a lot of
I've got myself into it, man. Do you
drug
know what I
users as
mean?
well.
That's what I mean. I was involved in
Yeah,
that. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? And you know, being in that kind of area, being around that, you know, I always knew that something in the back of my head was saying this ain't right though. Do you know what I mean? But I was like, the only way to survive, the only life that I could see.
So what was your childhood like then? Did you grow up with your mum and dad?
Yeah, so obviously, you know, from pretty early, you know, I had a good upbringing. Do you know what I mean? But then I got diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which is like autism and ADHD. But
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't know if they mixed it up or
I think
something.
I think what from my research, I think the word Asperger's, they don't, it's like a mixture of the two, but then it just falls into autism.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's just a label, man. Like, and everyone goes to me as well. Like, I remember my engineer, CJ Crypt, his name is, really good engineer. But he used to mix all, master all my songs and stuff. And I went in there, well, I got drunk one time. I was just like, man, I'm such an idiot, because I messed up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's because of my autism.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, never say that again. Never say that again. And I was just like, why? And he was just like, bro, your label doesn't determine your outcome.
Yeah.
And that changed my life forever, man.
Yeah,
And after that day, I never ever said it again.
Yeah,
Because it's just me.
Yeah.
Everyone's got something.
Yeah,
Everyone's
100%.
different, but they want to label it with you to push you down. That's what I truly believe. Do you know what I mean?
When did you get diagnosed?
When I was 6 years old.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'm so glad my mum didn't put me on them pills, man.
You shouldn't even be laughing. Let's not, because people are on them pills, but you're right. Them pills that they give you, I mean, I understand that medication does help some people.
No, definitely.
Some people do need it.
Mm.
But there is times where I personally feel like the medication has crazy side effects from what I've witnessed. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not just like a headache pill medication. It literally changes and alters the way your whole mind works and rewires it.
I feel like it would have dimmed my light, you know what I mean? And again, like, some people, you know, maybe it worked out for them, do you know what I mean? But I'm just glad that it didn't, I didn't have that, do you know what I'm saying?
So as a little kid who got diagnosed with Asperger's from the age of 6, what was growing up like for you then? Do you remember like being a little boy?
It was very different, man. Very different to a lot of people around me, but that's why I knew I was different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I saw that as a, you know, a pro instead of a con.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a lot of energy. Do you know what I mean? A lot of confidence. I wouldn't care as much as everyone else. I wouldn't adhere to instruction. Do you know what I mean? And for a teacher, for example, that is very bad in their eyes. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So you know, I know, you know, my family definitely dealt with a lot of drama that I caused along the years from being such a destructive and just crazy guy, man.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I've got a younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah, 20 years old.
I was 20.
Yeah.
And how old are you?
Coming up to 23, 5th of September, so not too long.
You boys make me feel old, man. 23, I had another guest there, 18. This and that. It's like, but I'm respecting the younger generation because you know it is, it's like you lot are being more like forthcoming with things. Do you know what I'm saying? You're just doing what you want. You're using the tools around you to build platforms for yourself. Like, you're growing things. You're more independent. Do you know what I'm saying? And the risks that you guys are taking are not the type of risks that we was taking back in the day, where it's like we're in juvie by the age of God knows what. Do you know what I'm saying? You guys have technology and you're actually using it and profiting and like marketing and everything.
Bro,
It's crazy.
That's what I mean, though. But there's that side, and then there's the side of people that are still trapped in that, though. Do you know what I mean? I know both, bro. I know both.
So,
got to pick your path.
So growing up, what was school like for you? Would you say? How was primary school?
Primary school was weird because I was
Mm.
treated so differently, and I always knew that there was something off with the system.
Yeah.
I felt like I was trapped.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I wanted to be free
Yeah.
from a young age, and
Yeah.
that's why I just like run off the school campus. Do you know what I mean? Run around after the teachers.
Yeah.
Like I was just crazy.
Yeah. They must
Just
have been chasing you like what?
yeah, this is what I mean. Chasing me, I would have like climbed over the gates and go to the
Mm.
shop or something. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted to be me.
Mm.
I didn't want to be a product of what they were telling me to be. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I always thought school was. And obviously I realized pretty soon on that, you know, I should be listening to myself and
Mm.
having belief in myself
Mhm.
instead of having belief in someone who's telling me something.
Yeah. I
Do you know
like
what I
that.
mean?
I like that still. So what about your education, like your actual grades and things like that? Was you into that? Was you into that much?
Well, like this is the thing. Like I guess, like if I actually did knuckle down, like with the knowledge I have now and the mindset I have now, I would smash anything and
Yeah.
probably get grade A.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100.
But because I wasn't I didn't know what I know now, and I didn't have the mindset or the skills and the discipline and the understanding of people. I was thrown into the wrong crowds. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And very easy to be the class clown, mess around, you know, and not care about the work being done, but just have fun.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. So when you went into secondary school, I'm guessing that kind of continued the high energy, the whatnot. Did you go to a mixed school?
Yeah, like I actually moved like out the area completely because in primary school it was that like weird time in my life. Do you know what I mean? That also I found a lot of messed up stuff on the internet. Do you know what I mean? When I was very young,
Yeah.
and you know what the internet's like,
Yeah.
and I found a lot of weird stuff on the internet. Do you know what I mean? I went through a lot of trauma, some weird things happened in my life in primary. Do you know what I mean? And I just wanted a whole new start. I just
Yeah.
wanted to be like, I just need to get away from all these people
Yeah.
and go somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? And lock that bit of my life off. Do you know what I mean? So I ended up going to a school in Billericay,
Where's that?
and it's about
Is that Essex also?
it's about 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away. Some of my family lived there as well,
Yeah.
and a bit of a nicer area.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
can imagine.
Yeah. So I ended up, you know, going to that school, and to be honest, like first day I was there in the line, I met my friend. I don't chat to him much anymore, but always remember him. Do you know what I mean? His name was Oliver, and we was both in the line like induction.
Yeah.
And I turn around, like they said, turn around and meet your friend, and
Yeah.
that was the worst thing they could have done because we turned around,
Yeah.
we connected straight away, and it was vibes from
It
there.
makes
And
sense.
yeah, literally, and it was so funny. We always used to have the classes like roaring with laughter,
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
roaring. They had to kick us out pretty early, but yeah, that was a movie.
What was one of the biggest personal challenges you faced as a young man, and how did it influence the way you approach your career now?
Definitely addiction.
They say she'd give me money for it. I said, that's fine. When are you gonna fucking...
Definitely addiction to everything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a very have a very addictive personality, and
Yeah.
no matter what it is, I'll find it and I'll obsess over it. Do you know what I mean? No matter if it's, you know, drugs, alcohol, you know, studying, girls,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'll latch onto it. Do you know what I mean? And now, you know, like recently, past month, I actually had like some traumatic events that happened in my life. Do you know what I mean? And I just decided to leave my past self behind. I was like, I'm done with it. Like that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
And I quit drinking. I quit smoking.
Yeah.
You know, I quit being obsessive over these negative things.
Well done.
I quit thinking negatively. You know, and of course, like it's times I've slipped up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've really kept on track and built discipline within myself. You know, because I understand that I never ever want to go back to that place ever again.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that for you to understand what you've been through and also trying to turn the leaf around, it's big in itself. Do you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, once they're consumed in something, they don't know how to get out of it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what messes people up, is they're not being able to get out of it. It's like a trance, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like with no fire exits. But that must have been like extremely challenging for you to give up what we call things that make you feel good in life. Whatever.
Really, does
Do
it
know what
make
I
you
mean?
feel good?
Exactly.
what I
That's
mean?
the question. Does it really make you feel good? So when did you actually say to yourself, you know what, I want to take music seriously and start rapping?
Man, like that's well far from secondary school, you know, like that was just a crazy time of my life. Do you know what I mean? Again, I've been through a lot, but I feel like all leaders, visionaries, entrepreneurs, strong people, you know, they've gone through the most to build them into that kind of person. Do you know what I mean? You know, like I could go on all day speaking about stories that I've been through, you know, but
tell us a moment where you almost gave up, and when did it click for you, and what was it that made you give up? Or almost
music or life in general.
Life in general.
Man, too many times, bro. Too many times.
Yeah.
Literally, like, like recently, it was a very, very bad time in my life. I realized I was being immature. I lost someone that I dearly loved, you know, and I had to leave. Do you know what I mean? I had to let go, you know, and like at that time, I wanted to end things. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to end things, but it's not just then, you know. I felt it multiple times in my life when things have just got too much. You know, it's too much in that time, and why is that? Because I'm, you know, again doing the wrong things. If I had a strong mind, if I was disciplined, if I knew, if I knew what I knew now, then that would have even happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just grateful that I went through it.
Yeah. I mean, suicide in men is at an all-time high. You know, a lot of men nowadays are like seeing there's no way out. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether it's at home, at work, financial, things ain't working out, whatever it may be, men are resorting more to suicide. Like, what do you think about that?
Man, I feel you, man.
Yeah.
I feel you. I've been through it like
Yeah.
multiple times, you know, and you know, some of my people that I know, it's actually happened to them. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. You know, I'm so passionate about mental health and helping people, motivating them and inspiring them. But the biggest thing in nowadays, right, is that people, they're weak and they don't think in the correct way. And what they've been taught is incorrect. If you change your mentality, if you change your mindset, change the way of thinking, you're going to feel better, you know? You're going to be able to deal with these problems. You can't be sitting around in life, you know, worrying about what's happening to you, because the thing that matters the most is what you do and how you react to them situations.
What advice would you give to anyone like that's going through mental health right now and they're feeling a bit like suicidal or maybe down in the dumps?
Man, chat GPT. Chat GPT has helped me so goddamn much about understanding my feelings, but you have to ask the questions. You have to speak to someone you love, you know, find a therapist, you know, like you have to speak about it, but you can't speak about it too much. Because if you speak about it too much and you dwell on it too much, then it will eat you alive. We've got an animal in our brain, right, in a cage, and it will get out the cage and it will eat you up alive. You have to tame it. You know, it's always going to be there. You have to tame it. You have to understand it. You have to question it, you know, and maybe do shadow work, something that can really, really help you as well. But these things most people don't know, and that's why they're stuck in the place that they are today.
What's shadow work?
Yeah, like shadow work is when because we have two parts to ourselves, right? And people just reject their bad self, their negative self. But when you realize that it's there and you're like, okay, like there's also a negative part to me and there's a positive part to me. There's two people in my brain that are fighting against it. Do you know what I mean? You know, and it's like that angel and the devil on your shoulder. Do you know what I mean? You need to know that both of them are there for you, and you need to know how to talk to them both. You know, and that's sort of shadow work. Is like not rejecting your your negative self, but understanding it and know that it can work with you.
I'm with you, and you're right. I feel like I've struggled with mental health as well. I've been in dark places, and I've had to like talk myself like out of like my own mental health. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're feeling depressed.
Pain to power, man.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's just a little blip. Do you know what I'm saying? Like men get depressed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I've done a lot of time in custody, and those are probably like the darkest moments when you're in your soul and you're by yourself and you're not coming out. That whatever, it could be segregation, it could be whatever, but it's like it gets you depressed. Your mood goes down. You're not getting any sun. There's no vitamin C. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And all these things contribute to how you feel inside. So I can definitely relate and understand that feeling. But yeah, like you said earlier, is like just got to fight through it.
You can't get stuck in the emotion.
You can't get stuck in that motion.
You need to learn it, and you need to move on from that and learn from it, you know.
When you finished school in year 11, did you get good grades?
No, I got kicked out of school in year 10, so I didn't really,
so
I didn't really even finish school. Like, that's what I mean. It was a crazy time of my life. You know what I mean? I went from being a big man in school that no one would touch, you know what I mean? Fighting everyone, like, you know, it was crazy, man. I would run the school, do you know what I mean? There was no one in there that would do anything. I would bring, I would get everyone from like upper quad, lower quad, and I would bring them to like the field. I'd get all the olders, all the youngest. Yo, I'm gonna have a fight. Come to it. I would bring like, let's say like 300 people, and they'll just have a fight with this guy. Like, and it was lit. Yeah. Bro, it's mad. But obviously, went from being a man to then stepping out on the streets, and it was different ball game. Then I got 20 man trying to jump me with knives and that. Do you know what I mean? And it was just crazy, bro. And I just went from like there to like being really humbled and being like, damn, this ain't what it seems. Do you know what I mean? And I started to realize that the game was different. And you know, I actually then thought the only way I'm going to survive out here is learning the streets. So I started chilling with people from the streets. Do you know what I mean? I started, you know, dressing like them. Do you know what I mean? I started doing things like them. I started understanding what they were doing, you know, thinking about dealing this and that, you know, shotting, stuff like this, like, you know, carrying, you know, like, you don't want to be doing that, bro, you know?
100.
And that's when I got kicked out of school because I just didn't care. I just did not care anymore. And I was just like, man, like, this is the life I got to live, you know? And obviously just kept disrupting, kept messing up. And then I got kicked out. I went to, like I don't know what you call it, like a CSS or something.
Center? We call it center.
Yeah, it's a center or something, you know. And again, like there, I was surrounded by people, you know, stuck in these mentalities. You know what I mean? So I guess it made it worse because I was around worse people as well. Do you know what I mean? But it was still a good time. And I finally finished that with my maths and my English. You know, I met a girl at the time. You know, it's my first like proper love. Do you know what I mean? And she helped me, like, you know, understand that, like, you know, there's a better life. You know, and obviously I started studying. I passed, you know, maths and my English. Went to college, and did like PT.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did PT. Like, I passed the course. It was COVID though. I didn't even finish it, but they gave me the course. So I was like, they liked me, innit? So I was like, sweet, But that's when things, you know, again, coming into what your question was, like, when did I get into music, you know, because at that time, you know, it was a bit different. I saw obviously the girl I was with, she was sort of, you know, messing around with different kinds of people, and I was feeling like there was something going on. Do you know what I mean? I was obviously drifting off in a different path as well. And things ended pretty badly with her cheating on me with a personal trainer.
No way.
I've
heard about these PTs.
Well, she's telling me, that she's found this new person. She's doing this new like Muay Thai stuff or whatever. And I was like, cool. And then she was like, yeah, he's gonna train me privately. I was like, you know what he's gonna do? Like, he's gonna be like, yeah, flex your leg here, babe. Like, do you know what I mean? She'd go, oh yeah, like, and I was just like private one-on-one sessions. Like, he must like you, innit? I knew what was happening, bro. It was only a matter of time, and then. Yeah, but I don't know if it's manifestation though. I feel like if you don't care about your missus being around other people, like, okay, then they're like, and then they're just attracted to you. Do you know what I mean? It's something, again, I'm learning with women and stuff. But things ended pretty badly, and that's when I found music, man. You know, I met an old friend named Elijah. And he showed me writing bars. And that's it, man. From there.
Because I've actually listened to some of your music. You've got that catchy flow. Do you know what I'm saying? The beat's very bouncy, but at the same time, it's like you're rapping as well. Would you say you are rapping?
I'd say I do both, man. Do you know what I mean? I just vibe with the beat, bro. You know,
it's like you can wave with it. Do you know what I'm saying? But then what you're actually saying, your lyrics, it's actually, people can actually take you in as well.
It's meaningful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's meaningful as well. Like every lyric. In an industry full of gatekeepers and overnight trends, what was the hardest part about getting your foot in the music?
Man, like, I just loved it. As soon as I started, I loved it.
D-Mark got that heat. Yeah, she said, come hug me now. And then we promised on a vow, but now she's not around. Inside, yeah, I died. My depression made me drown. But now I feel I'm crowned. She will never put me down. She will never put me down. I met her, she was flawless. Didn't know I had to be so cool. cautious.
Yeah. I absolutely loved it, bro. Like I just started writing music, you know, and obviously speaking about my traumas. And that was the first time I was actually able to express what I've been through. And that's something I urge anyone to do. Write your story down. Do you know what I mean? Create, share with people, you know, because that's going to bring power to your pain. You know, and that's what I was always about, you know, and I just loved it from the start, man. I just, you know, started off just writing some bars. I went to some parties, spitting it to people who were having fun, freestyling and stuff like this, you know, and then it went to obviously just like, it just happens. You know what I mean? It just kept flowing. You know, I went to a studio, started there, did a couple songs, released some tracks, obviously got some hate. Do you know what I mean? That was my first like dip. Like, why do people hate me for being me?
What are they hating on? What was the comments or what? What do you consider as hate?
Man. They're just weak people, innit? They're just haters, bro. That's how I see it. Like every single person who sheds negativity and has something to say is going through something deep and they need to work on themselves. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no point in being hateful, and you're at a lower frequency. So you're down here, regardless how much money you got or what. You know what I mean? You're down here on the spectrum. Do you know what I mean? You know, you should spread love to the world. You should, you know, if you feel like something's wrong, give someone some constructive criticism. Do you know what I mean? Speak to them as a man. You know, speak to them man to man. You know, and share with them what you think, because you know, otherwise it's just going to turn into more negativity in this world, and then it's going to spread.
What was your first track that you released?
Damn. It's on SoundCloud.
What's it called?
And
I'm gonna have to find it.
Bad. I think it's My Dreams. It is called My Dreams.
And it was just a song, no visuals.
Yeah, just a song, man. Just a song. And yeah, like I gotta listen to that back. That's gonna take me back, man.
I'm gonna look for it.
But that was my first song I did. And you know, you know, something actually that, you know, really connected me with my granddad was music. You know, and that was the first song that I showed. You know what I mean, to him. I was like, I've started music. And he was like, no way. And then I was like rapping and stuff, and he was like, this is so good. You know what I mean? And yeah, it just felt amazing to like reconnect it like with the family over something. Do you know what I mean? They were proud of me for, because I'd never really, again, music was always that thing of like, damn, Owen could do something, because I was always the messed up one. Do you know what I mean? And I could finally like do something that I loved. But that's why it's so important, bro, to do you, not care about what anyone else says. Do you know what I mean? If you like doing this, then do it. If I like doing music, then do it. You know, it doesn't matter what you do, bro. Just do it.
We live in a world where people only accept things that are like
trendy
or copycat. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because it's been done already, and you can see the feedback from it, and everyone's onto it. It's like, oh, I have to do that. I'm going to do that as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And then when you do something different, that's outside of the scope or like the community or what people are used to, it's like, why is he doing that? This and that. But then it's like people go home and watch other people's podcasts and watch it, and they'll comment on it, and they'll do whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? They'll share it, they'll laugh, and then when it's someone that they know, it's like, oh, why are they doing that for? Why are they doing? Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. People are just weird, man. It's weird, man. It's weird. It really is. You know, it's backwards mentality, and I feel like a lot of people, they get stuck in a sheep mentality. They're always following everyone else, but they don't think for themselves.
100. How do you balance creating music you love with making songs that people will connect with you on a commercial level?
Man, it's difficult, definitely. But I'm just me. I just share my story, and I do it in a way that elevates people. You know, and it can be lit regardless. It's a lit song, but it has that meaning behind it that someone's going back, you know, and they're actually taking it in. Like, I don't really speak about, you know, drinking stuff. Like, it's not me, do you know what I mean? But again, it's that niche that I'm finding, you know, that I'm gonna power through, and I'm gonna bring something new to music, because I believe the art of motivation and music, if you put that together, it's an ultimate combo. And if people are always speaking about drugs, girls, all these other things, well, I know millions of people that are into growth, personal development, this and that. We're gonna set something new up, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna change the game. That's what I truly want to do.
Yeah, and I believe like if you are so passionate about your thing, all you gotta do is just keep putting it in people's face. You know, they're gonna eventually like it and tune in. Do you know what I'm saying? Have you ever listened to a song, and it comes out and you're like, this song's so dead, It's so whack. You actually don't like the song, but everywhere you go, you keep hearing the song. You know, like you turn on the radio, you hear it. You go on social media, you hear it somewhere in the background. A couple months later, you're bobbing your head to the song. Like, do you know what I'm saying? The song has literally been put in front of you so much times, yeah, that you have to like it now.
Yeah,
Because
you
it's
have to.
catchy.
But
Do you
this
know
is what I'm
I'm
saying, though. The
Mm.
same thing with, for example, school. You have to. The more times they put it in front of you, then you turn into that person. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like you have to realize, you know, the difference between what you're actually getting told and who you actually want to be, because otherwise you will just fall into that loop, fall
Yeah.
into that cycle
Yeah.
that they program, because we can program our own brains.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
When did you release your first music video with an actual visual?
Oh, how's it going, man? How's it going?
It's called How's It Going?
Yeah.
What was that like? The setup of that?
Man, it must have been like 3 years.
All of these people have hurt me, they will come back like it's 30, but I'm better than the old me, never ever been a phony, that's why they care to come back, cause I'll be rich by 30, in my head I have to come back, it's all part of the journey.
Years ago now, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe 4. I don't know, time has just gone by so fast, but that was a crazy time in my life again, that, you know, that was the time that I actually did try. You know, like I was with this girl for coming up for a year, and I was making music, but I don't know, something just felt off. You know what I mean? And she was, like, again, well, like, again, I'm not gonna say all of them, but most of the girls that I've been with have been creating drama. Do you know what I mean? And I like peace. I like communication. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, they stirred something up. Do you know what I mean? Things got tangled, emotions get involved. And I just felt myself going downhill, you know, spending more time with them than I am on myself, stuff like this. Do you know what I mean? Having to go out on dates, this and that. Like, again, there's a balance, of course. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, it got to the point where, you know, she really did, like, kill my masculinity, killed my confidence, you know, in myself, and made me feel really bad for who I was. You know, and obviously one night we went out, and I had a few drinks, and it was just too much, and I actually tried to kill myself. I tried to jump off a bridge, and also, like, jump in front of this car, and she saved me. You know, she actually saved me. She called my dad, got me brought home, and obviously I woke up in the morning thinking, like, man, like, what have I done? Do you know what I mean? And she broke up with me straight there and then. She was like, I'm done with you. I'm like, I saved you. I'm glad you're right, this and that, but I'm done. And obviously I tried to fix things. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to fix things. Do you know what I mean? And obviously improve, because that was a wake up call for me, you know. But it just never happened. You know, she went off, moved on to another man. And then I was just like, what else do I do? Music. Straight all in with music, nothing else. I went out, I started going to clubs on a weekend, you know, and instead of trying to get girls, which everyone else was doing, I was going up to every single person in that club and asking them, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Yeah? And then they just say, oh yeah, I'm this and that. And it's really like, what do you do? I'm a music artist. Bro, you got Instagram, bang. And I get Instagram, and it would be my goal to get, like, let's say 100 Instagrams a night. And some of them I did it. Some of them I got well too messed up, and I ended up on the floor. Do you know what I mean? And again, that's addiction. Do you know what I mean? Going through bad things. I feel like so many people, they use substances to get away from their problems, but it's not something you should do. Of course, I understand that now, but it was how I was dealing with it at the time. And then I managed to network that much that I got some pretty decent links.
People,
like, I even met French the Kid in Unit 7. Like, you know, and that was just crazy to me. I was like, man, I love what you do, you know. And obviously he's been watching my stories and stuff here and there, you know, but being around that and seeing what they're doing and thinking, like, I can do that as well, you know, and I know I could be that person. I don't want to be down here. I want to be up here, and I want to do something to help people and bring people up and share a story, you know. And that's obviously when, you know, we got a link, G-Man, actually, G-Man, if you want to get some videos, go to him. He's goated. But I met him online, and we got along really well. So I got a videographer, I got a photographer. You know, I started building my team, a few music artists, getting some stuff together. Found CJ, you know, my engineer. You know, started getting some better stuff sorted. And I was just like, man, we got to get this done, you know. And I started building, and I started putting things together. You know, people with cars, I used to say, like, bro, can I use your car for a video shoot? We used to jump in, we used to get it all patterned. Everyone would do it out of love. we'd do it obviously, you know, for positivity of the
Yeah.
community. Do you know what I mean? And things just started spreading from there, you
Yeah.
know, and it obviously got some numbers, but my music's still pretty low. Do you know what I mean? But I'm really glad, as I said to you earlier in the lift, like I'm really glad that I am the person I am today, because I know if I get famous and rich, I'm gonna be able to handle it with
Yeah,
what I've been through. Instead of getting famous then, I would have
Yeah.
messed it up, man,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I wasn't the right person. Do you know what I mean?
And that's true. Things happen for a reason.
Exactly.
You know? And that for that girl, your ex, to save you, thank God for that. Do you know what I mean? Because
Rest in peace, her soul. She's actually passed away in a car crash, man.
seriously,
Yeah.
oh,
Again, it's crazy, bro.
what,
Crazy.
she was the driver or
Nah,
passenger?
I think she was just in a passenger or something. Something I got told, but rest in peace. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
rest in peace.
And it was peak, man. You know, again, something I had to understand in myself, because it was always about, like, with music. You know, it was always still about like showing her what I could do.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And when she passed, I lost a bit of motivation for music,
Yeah,
because I was thinking like, man, like, what was I really doing it for? Do you know what I mean? And understand, you know, now it's for myself, it's
Yeah.
for me, it's to do it for me. It's not to show off to anyone, it's
Yeah.
not to get any recognition, it's not to get any love, it's not to get hate, it's like not to push through, it's just for me. And I want to share that with the world and inspire people for me.
That's
solely
that's
for
an
me.
inspiring story in itself. You know, you came from such a dark place to the point where you didn't even want to be here anymore. And rest in peace to your ex, but she managed to save you, and you struggled and worked through, came to the other side, you know, and you are where you are now, you know. And the funny thing is that it's like life goes on, do you know what I'm saying? No matter what, or no matter what situation, no matter who passes away or who's born or who gets hurt or injured, like the world doesn't actually care. Do you know what I'm
And this is
saying?
what I mean. Like, we're only here for a short amount of time. We got to make something happen while we're here. We got to impact the world in a positive way. Do you know what I mean? Because when we're gone, what's gonna be there? They're gonna be left with the ruins, or they're gonna be left with something great. You know, they're gonna be changed from that. You know, and that's why I'm just going all in, man.
Yeah, yeah. You
I'm
have
not
to go
turning
in,
back.
man. You have to go in. And I know for a fact, like death is like when you know someone that's died that's close to you, or someone that you spent your time with that's passed away, whether it's a spouse or family member or whatever, it's like it makes time like so surreal. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when someone passes away, yeah, and you look back, it's always like, shit, they've been dead 2 years already, 3 years already, 4 years already. The time goes so quick. Like after some, I feel like anyway, like after someone passes away, that it's like time just flying, and it's like time's not waiting for anyone, whether you're dead or alive or whatever's happening with you. So it's only right we use this time to actually build something that's gonna be for yourself. Put yourself first. I always tell people, put yourself first, because putting other people first is all cool and that, but what you're doing is taking a little bit away from yourself.
Protect your energy, man. Protect your energy.
Tell us about the birth of Wolfpack Chat. What inspired you to start it, and what need were you trying to fill?
Damn, oh my God. Well, like, you know, from finding music, you know, and going all in with that, you know, I started hosting events, raising money for mental health. We raised about £3,000. I was working with a, you know, quite renowned car crew at the time as well. That's someone I still work with as my business partner in Wolfpack Chat. And yeah, things just went from here to here to here very, very quickly. You know, because people started to see that we were doing things that no one else was doing.
Yeah.
And we started to gain enemies. We started to get envy, from jealousy from a lot of different people, because we were doing something that no one else was doing. You know, and again at the time, you know, it's something that I couldn't deal with at my max level. I couldn't stay grounded in my beliefs and just, you know, let it flow. And just, you know, sometimes I caused problems as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, hand on my heart, like, I'm not perfect, and I wasn't. You know. And it got to that point where, you know, I had to leave that life behind, because a lot of the people that I was working with, the same thing with myself as well, struggling with addictions like, you know, cocaine, for example, something that plagues society, you know. And I saw my team, my people around me that I was doing music with, that my core team, go from there to there very, very quickly, change mentalities, change as people, get
Everything
very
changed,
angry,
yeah.
very like, and I just had to step away from it, man.
It's
heartbreaking.
it's a concoction of like disaster, isn't it? Especially if you're trying to form a team and build a team, but everyone's dependent on some sort of substance.
Not professional.
Yeah, one, it's not professional. It's more like social friendship. You know, so it's like people get lazy. People are gonna want to be high, and if you don't want to be high, then they're gonna be mad at you. Like, let's get high first before we work.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
So it went from, like understanding again that I need to get myself out of this environment. And that's when I got given this opportunity, from an amazing company called B. It's a network marketing company. I got reached out by one of the affiliates.
Yeah.
So I shot a music video in Cyprus, 2023 in summer. Blurry Headings. Yeah. And that came out a few months later.
Yeah.
And then obviously about 5 months later after that, his name's Eddie. He found me in a hashtag of that music video on Instagram.
Yeah.
So he sent me a message. He's from Norway, born and bred in Bosnia.
Yeah.
Crazy guy. Like, the mentality is just insane. You know what I mean? They like go. I think they go get army training very young, stuff like that in that country. So they're very disciplined. But he shared me this opportunity and was like, look, like I've got an opportunity for you to make money online. And I would love to connect with you because I see your profile, this, and that. And I was just like, why not? Most people would have just blocked him right there and then. They would have said, it's a scam, it's this, it's that. But I thought, why don't I try it? Why don't I do something new? At this time in my life as well, when I was going through, some very negative stuff with my music and being in that kind of environment, I knew it was a bad environment. I was also at a 9-to-5 job where I was getting treated very, very badly as well. I wasn't getting treated. I know I'm a very valuable person. I have a lot of good stuff to say. There's more that I can bring to the world than me getting £10 an hour. Do you know what I mean? Sitting on there,
job?
Trying to sell solar panels.
Sales. What's it called? Sales.
The telesales. But I've done warehouse. I've done being an electrician. I've done construction work, site work, everything. I just never really thought it was for me. You know what I mean? I've always thought it was something more to life. And that's why, at that time in my life, I wanted to quit my 9-to-5. I wanted to go full-time on my music. I wanted to go full-time on myself. I didn't want to be around them kind of people who are just living for the weekend. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to be myself and I wanted to build something that I'm proud of. And then this opportunity came to me at that perfect time. And I just went ahead and I took it, and obviously from there, I started learning, the software. I started educating myself on this, and he started helping me. And I was thinking, damn, this is actually true. Do you know what I mean? And I went, like, I tried to catch him out a lot of times on the phone, like every half an hour. I'd like call him up, I'd be like, yo, bro, try to catch him out on a question and that. But he was knowledgeable and he knew it. And he said, oh, man, just come to Vienna, just fly to Vienna, bro. And I was just like, what? He's like, yeah, there's this convention on, about 7,000 people in Vienna. And we're going to stay at these hotels and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I know you're going to love this. You're going to open your eyes, you're going to believe. Do you know what I mean?
Take
Like,
the risk.
You have to see it.
Did you go?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I booked that flight. Like, it was a crazy time. And I was just like, man, should I go? Should I not? I nearly backed out of it. Do you know what I mean? I nearly backed out of it. But I'm so glad I went and I got on that flight on my own. I went there all the way on my own. Most people wouldn't do that, bro. They wouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, I took that risk. Like, went to Austria. Obviously, went there for myself. And it just changed my life completely. I went to this convention. It was all about personal development. It was, let's say, like 7,000 entrepreneurs in the same room, all speaking about the same things. Speaking about trading, investing, new software, etc. That's been launched. And I was just like, man, this is it. And I was the first person from the UK. At the time, there's no one else in the market in the UK. So I was like, bro, this is it. Like, I was like, man, I'm rich. Like, I've made it. Do you know what I mean? Like, in my head, I was like, I've made it, and obviously I got to meet some very successful entrepreneurs as well in the industry. I got a private sit down afterwards as well with an amazing guy called Max, and private sit down with him. And he told me some things that I'd never forget in my life. And these people, like, they've got Rolexes on, they're in suits, they're speaking like 3 different languages on Zoom, hundreds of people trading, investing, bang, seeing profit come through, all in the same hotel lobby. And I'm like, man, this is it. Like, this is it. Like, I've gone from being in a environment of people that, they're just stuck in addictions to people that are now just banking off of it. Do you know what I mean? And completely changing lives and inspiring people. And I was just like, man, this is where I belong. So I went all in with it. I came back home, you know, after 2 months, I was able to go full time. I quit my job, you know, straight after I come back from Dubai,
Yeah.
you know, I got my holiday pay and just left. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And since then, I've been doing entrepreneurship for about 2 years now.
That's good.
It's been a hard road, you know, but that's obviously what gave birth to Wolfpack Chat. You know,
Yeah.
we're happy to help. We're happy to chat. You know, it's gonna be something massive. You know, in all areas. You know, music. You know, obviously starting our own podcast as well.
Yeah.
You know,
That's good.
content creation. You know, and sharing mentalities. Do you know what I mean? And you know, spreading positivity back out into the world,
Yeah.
and you know, and you know, helping more people. You know, obviously, you know, focusing on also trading, investing, entrepreneurship, building skills. Like we want to cover absolutely everything. You know, and
Yeah.
it's obviously going to take a lot of building. You know, and we're still right at the start of our journey. You know, but yeah, like from that's how this was born. You
Yeah.
know, and it just changed my life forever, you know, and I'm just so grateful that at the right times in my life, you know, and this is why I believe in God, and I believe the universe has favored us,
Yeah.
you know, because what we've been through has put us into the position we are today,
Yeah.
you know, and we rose
Exactly.
above that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's the most powerful transformation you've witnessed in someone who's been part of your community?
Everyone that I've come across, I've seen them improve. Do
Mm.
you know what I mean? There's been some amazing people that I've brought on, you know, and they've gone from like not even be able to speak, do you know what I mean, on a call, to then speaking in front of hundreds of people. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Elliot, for example, you know, like he went through a lot, you know,
Yeah.
and his story is very, very powerful, and
Yeah.
obviously something that messed us both up in the music industry and what we was building, you know, and it's a real shame like what people would do to take people down.
Yeah.
And he went from a very, very bad place as well, suicidal, you know, to now speaking in front of 100 people,
That's
you know what I
good.
mean, in a suit, do you know
That's
what I
good.
mean? And that's why I'm just so grateful, you know, for this opportunity, and also for me being like, look, I want to help you, man. And I brought him onto this, and being able to help him elevate,
Yeah.
definitely.
No, that's good. That's good that you've created a network, a brand that can bring people together, you know, and learn off each other.
Well, it was always about that, bro. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was always about that, bro. I went from being the guy that didn't care about people
Mm.
to the guy that went through what I was causing, negativity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went through and I realized what I was doing to people, and I totally flipped the script. And I didn't want to do that to people anymore.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring people together. I want to help people. I want to, you know, push them in the right direction, because I realized that, you know, you have to do what's wrong to believe, you know, to believe in what's
Yeah.
right, you
Yeah.
know.
For someone who doesn't know what Wolfpack Chat is, or they want to find out about Wolfpack Chat, like what would you tell them?
Yeah, just go look at the Instagram, wolfpack.chat.
Yeah.
Easy as that, you know. We're covering all areas, and our main objective is to transform people completely, you know, from, you know, where you are today into someone who's rich, successful, you know, skilled, you know, not just financially stable, but mentally, physically, you know, and a good addition, you know, to your life. You know, like everyone is stuck in a struggle, and I believe that everyone can get out of it. But it all takes that first step from you, you know, to believe in yourself and want to make that change. You know, of course, it's challenging, but we're going to be there to help people through it and to push people to become their best self.
So would you say the Wolfpack is a brotherhood?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I would say we are creating warriors.
Yeah.
We're creating gods in this game.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I want to create people who can stand on their own 2 feet.
Yeah.
And also know that they've got people around them to do that. And
Yeah.
I've got a very strong network at the moment. I appreciate every single person that's been there for me and that is there for me at the moment, you know, because I know that if I give someone a call, they've got me in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they give me a call, I got them. We're going to build something that's going to, you know, it's going to create a massive movement.
Yeah. People often see the highlights on social media, but not the sacrifices behind the scenes. What's something you've had to give up to keep chasing your dream?
My old self.
Yeah.
Had to kill my old self because it was destroying me. It was destroying my relationships. It was destroying my mentality. You know, the addictions that I was stuck in, you know, all of that, I just had to leave behind. I just had to leave it behind. I had to get myself out of the bad environments. I had to stay strong as a man and stay strong in my beliefs, stay grounded. and become a better person and stay there, you know, maintain momentum.
It's a lot of people don't understand how hard it is to actually keep trying to stay focused and not giving up, you know, and not letting go, you know, because people look at the afters and be like, oh, he's doing well for himself, or like whatever it may be, but they don't understand the sacrifices you're actually
people say that
doing
to me all the time.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like people give up because people are so used to giving up. Like, let me try something, and then they don't see the results in numbers or whatever way they're looking for results. They don't see it, and it's like, oh, I'm not gonna keep doing it. Move on, and then it's like that start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, and then before you know it, you haven't built anything.
Exactly, it's the dip. You're gonna go through dips. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like nothing is perfect. Like this is why I see life as basically trading. It's always going up, down, up, down. It's never just consistent. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can never just keep it there. It's always up, down, you know. And most people, right? They'll start, it will go well, but then the dip will come,
Yeah.
and that's when they'll sell out. They'll sell themselves out. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
They'll start something new. They invest into something new. It
Mhm.
goes up, they dip again, they quit again.
Yeah.
Some people, it goes to the next dip, they quit there, they
Yeah.
quit there, they quit there. People even quit like 1 second in. Do you know what I mean? I've brought people on before and I've told them, all right, set this up, let's get this ball rolling. Call them, they don't even answer the call.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, people always quit. And it's like, when you do something, you have to be dedicated to it. You have to say to yourself, like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm excited about this, and I'm not going to let that excitement, you know, I'm not going to, you know, it's not going to be taken away from me, no matter what obstacles, what challenges I face.
100.
It doesn't matter, because I want to do this and I'm going to push through it anyway. And that's how you grow. You have to build that mentality, that resilience, and be grounded in who you are, no matter if it's a loss or a win, or it's calm, or you're happy or you're sad. It doesn't matter, because you're still you.
What's one industry myth you've proven wrong through your own journey?
Industry myth with entrepreneurship or music?
It could be whatever.
Yeah.
Bit of both. I got one. I think one industry myth is that people think that you have to like have loads of money to do something. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like when people are building, they'll look at someone who's already kind of got there already. They're like, oh, I can't get there. I don't have enough money to do that. Or, I can't get on that. I can't get on that level because I don't have enough money. So I think the industry myth is that if people think that you have to like have large amounts of funds or a huge network to be able to push yourself forward, when if you start at the bottom, you start small, you use what you have, you invest what you can, you're gonna eventually be that person that you're looking up to.
But I feel that that's something that I believe in, though. I do feel that it's all down to network and capital.
Yeah.
I actually believe that, because I've done everything I possibly can, do you know what I mean, with what I had, and it ran me into the ground. Do you know what I mean? I gave and I gave and I gave and I gave and I gave, and I ran myself into the ground.
But sometimes you got to remember, you also need to be able to understand the difference between this is not working, I'm moving on.
Exactly, this is what I mean. And I'm just like, now I understand, right? That like, I want to build my own brand. I don't want to be signed. I don't want to have to get a handout. Do you know what I mean? Obviously build a network, but I want to build my capital so I can build with a network of people that I know and build something that will last. And I'm actually, you know, I've actually got some pretty strong networks in the music industry, and we've got some big plans for it as well.
Yeah.
We have the capital, we can set them things up, and we can push it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like having that edge of like having the skills, the mentality, right? The discipline, the network, and the money behind it, that's what can change everything, you know? But if you solely just drive on talent of having music and just pushing that, I don't actually believe it will get far, not in today's industry. Do you know what I mean? So I actually counteract that myth.
Do you know it is? I'll counteract it again.
Yeah,
because like today is the day that to market your music, that you don't need capital as much. Yes, capital would be nice. It's a good thing to have to get up here, you know. But if you're starting up, you got TikTok, that's for free. Stay consistent, keep posting. Do you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get millions of views eventually. Do you know what I'm saying? the algorithm's gonna latch onto you,
Yeah, true.
keep you reposting.
That's something that I've not really worked on.
You see?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But I don't want to sit there
yeah.
for hours creating content.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I get that as well.
So I
definitely
want
get
to have the money to be like, look, that's my content guy.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he can do that.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
that's what I want to do, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I believe that my energy could be put into elsewhere, you know, and I really don't want to be sitting down filming content.
It
all
is
day.
time
It's not
consuming.
something that
Yeah.
that I find pleasure in. Do you know what I mean? It's good little video and stuff, but you know, I wanna live in the day. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, maybe you should give me a few tips on that. But
yeah, say no more. Can you talk about a time you faced rejection or failure and how you turned that into fuel for your next move?
Man, like recently, you know, when I started obviously with B and the network marketing industry, you know, and personal development, trading, learning these kind of things and going off into entrepreneurship. I met a girl, right? You know, not many people know about this, but you know, she had a little kid, you know, as well, and it wasn't meant to be, you know, something that turned into what it was. Do you know what I mean? But I really wanted to help her. She was in a bad way, you know. Obviously, I'm not going to say what's you know what she's been through or anything, but she was in a pretty bad way, and I wanted to step up for them, you know. And she was an amazing person, you know what I mean. She was lovely, and she cooked for me, she cleaned for me, she helped me, she supported me. I know she truly loved me, you know. And obviously, I stepped up, and I also raised the kid for about a year and a half. You know, so I was a dad basically. Do you know what I mean? Being 22 and raising a child. Do you know what I mean? And that gave me a massive reality check to responsibility. But at the time, I didn't want to take the responsibility because I was still immature. Part of me was saying I want to be here, I want to be there for the family. But part of me was saying that I've got bigger things to do, and I felt like it was dragging me down. And I was always back and forth. Again, I didn't understand myself. You know, I was stuck in addiction still. I was stuck in bad mentalities, and obviously, you know, it just got too much. You know, and obviously when I was in Marbella recently, you know, I was in quite a bad way. You know, she actually tried to kill herself.
Really?
Because I broke up with her because I felt like I had to. You know, it wasn't because I didn't love her. It wasn't like anything, but I wanted to be the man that could love them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And I knew that I wasn't that person. So I had to go off and I had to give that solitude to myself. And I sent her a message. I was like, look, like, just wait for me. Do you know what I mean? Just wait for me. I will come back, but I need to sort myself out. I need to make sure that I'm strong in here. Otherwise, I'm not strong for you. And sadly, when I went to Marbella and I got obviously back in contact with her because I didn't want any contact, but I heard what happened, and obviously she contacted me. So it's like, look, I don't want you to feel bad. Like you wasn't ever meant to know and stuff like this. And obviously, I don't know what the action behind it or if it was manipulation. I really don't know. You know, obviously something I try not to dwell on, but. You know, obviously I got back in contact with her and I wanted to fix things, and I knew where I was going wrong, and I knew that I was, you know, I was doing bad things in a relationship. You know, I was cheating. I was, you know, I was disrespecting it. You know what I mean? I didn't appreciate it. You know, and in that moment, I knew like what it truly mattered to me. And when we started talking, I was just like, I really want to make this work, and I know that I can do it this time. You know what I mean? And that was the time that she went out to a club and slept with someone else, and I got told about that. And man, like, what do you say to that? Do you know what I mean? And
that must have really hurt.
and that's obviously the night that, you know, recently was very, very difficult for me, you know, and I had to sit with myself in that morning after that phone call where we just had an argument, and after that, after knowing what had happened and thinking like, why is it when I truly want to fix things, things went off? Do you know what I mean? And she, do you know what I mean, done that, and I hated it, but I knew I deserved it because it was karma from what I did to her. You know what I mean? And I had to sit with that, and I still sit with that day to day. You know, and again, like when I said to myself, I'm never going back to that person ever again. I'm never ever being that person again. I'm never gonna be stuck in these addictions again. I'm never gonna be stuck in these bad loops again. I'm never gonna be, you know, I'm never going to be getting myself into something if I know I can't handle it. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to give myself the space, like, and this has built me into the person I am today. And obviously that past month, do you know what I mean? It's been very, 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 very difficult, but I know that I've got what it takes now. Do you know what I mean? And obviously I was rejected. I tried to sort things out with her. I still love her, of course. You know what I mean? And that was probably my biggest rejection recently, you know, but that's made me into the person I am today. It made me very, very strong, you know, and you know, I just hope that they're doing all right. You know, I hope the little one's all right. But it's just very, very sad that I don't get to see them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely sounds like you built a bond with this woman who you essentially helped at the start. When she was going through dark times in her life, you came in and helped her out, and then kind of like the roles reversed, and she helped you out, and then yeah, I mean, love is powerful. Man. Yeah, love is powerful. You know, some people say love makes you weak. Some people say love is this, love is that. But I feel like if you can understand love, then it's good, innit? Like, embrace it, use it, whatever. But love can also easily turn into toxic love. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Just about understanding the difference between.
Yeah, and that's what happened, man, sadly. And we both had too much baggage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we tried to make it work, and we did. It was for a certain amount of time in that relationship. It was the best I've ever felt.
Yeah.
And I know she felt the same.
Yeah.
But because of the business, because of other things going on in my life, you know, it got too much.
Yeah.
And it was only survival then.
Yeah. It
only was turned to survival. What do we do? What do I do? Where do I go? Like, with my public image, my this, my that, my this, my that, my family, You know what I mean? And it got too much, man, and I broke under the pressure.
Talking about pressure, how do you deal with the mental pressure of being in a space where everyone's watching and comparing?
I go back to myself, man.
Yeah.
Take a time to breathe. I do some meditation. I go for a walk. You know, I tell myself that I am a god. I tell myself I can do anything.
Yeah.
I can get through this.
Yeah.
I understand this.
Yeah.
And I constantly do that every day. I'll
Yeah.
go to the gym and I'll lock in and I'll just stare at myself in the mirror. Do you know what I mean? And I'll realize to myself, like, you've only got you in this game.
Yeah.
And it's what you do now that matters. It's, again, not what happens. It's not what everyone else is doing. It's about what you're doing. And
Yeah.
I know that I can bring something valuable to the table.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't care who's comparing me in what aspects, because I know who I am.
Yeah. When the cameras are off and the hype dies down, what keeps you going?
My why.
Yeah.
Why I'm doing this. You know, what I'm doing it for. You know.
Yeah.
And that's for my family. You know, that's for the people around me. You know, to show them that this is possible. That we can build generational wealth. That we can change many lives.
Yeah.
You know, and change the world for the better. You know. I just want to reach the goals, man, and I want to smash them.
Yeah.
I just want to keep going,
Yeah.
you know, and just give something back to the world, you know, and save it from whatever's happening, you know, because I know there's a lot of problems. I know there's a lot of people as well that are trying to solve these problems.
Yeah.
But there's not enough people trying to solve the problems.
Yeah. There's not.
If I step up, it's one more person who can make a change.
Yeah, exactly. If you could go back and give your 16-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Protect your energy at all costs.
Yeah.
And don't get wrapped around people's fingers, you know, and believe in the wrong people, you know, and know that you should just focus on yourself and focus on what you love, and don't get dragged away from it, because the thing is, right, is that people are very influential. You know, no matter who they are, you know, we're always manipulating our surroundings, because it's our world.
Yeah.
Right? It's your world. You know, same one. Everyone's watching this. Everyone has a world, you know, and it's what you make of it. And we're all manipulating each other. But you have to know who can build with you, and who's there for love, and who's there for trust, and know when to have space. You know, like, instead of just ratcheting and latching onto things that don't work, you know, and it could both drag you down, you know. And so that's the piece of advice that I'd give to myself. And it's probably a lot that I would say, you know, but I guess I wouldn't change anything. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to tell him anything. I would want him to go through. And what makes a strong man? Like, you know, God wouldn't give you an easy life, right? He'd give you the hardest upbringing. He would give you, you know, something different, you know, put you down a different path to turn you into the person you are today, you know, and that's why I wouldn't change anything for the world.
What would you want your legacy to be, both as an artist and as a leader of Wolfpack?
And I just know that I'm gonna be one of the greats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand, you know, on the top,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and not in like a way of like ego, you know, out of confidence. So like I'm gonna get to the top and I'm gonna be one of the greats and I'm gonna make an impact and I'm gonna be the best in the game.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna help other people do the same.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just want to leave the world in a positive way. And and you know, one quote actually that I listened to in a motivational speech, and this is something I definitely urge everyone to do: change TV and Netflix with motivational speeches and learning. It would change your life, right? Because I listen to it all the time. I don't watch TV. I don't watch nothing. I just listen to the greats. I listen to successful people.
Yeah.
If you take it in, it's going to change.
Yeah.
But one thing I took from one recently, right, is that when I die, I don't want to have even one more person be able to fit in that church. And that really resonated with me, and just know that like that's how many lives that I affected in a positive way that can leave something for millions of people to protect them and to push us into a better life, you know, that's best for the world, for the universe, and for everyone around us.
When's the next track dropping? When's the new
Oh my
music?
God, man, jeez, like, bro, I've been working, man. I've got some bars loading. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I mean. Like I've found myself again. You know, I've found my true self with it, and I love music with a passion. Do you know what I mean? I'll just walk down a road and I'll just be rapping. I'll just freestyle something crazy, you know. But I reckon in the next few months I'll release something. Do you know what I mean? I've got 2 music videos there. One that I shot in Dubai and one that I shot in Marbella. They're both lit. They're both lit tunes. My brother's like, bro, when are you gonna drop them? When are you gonna drop them? When are you gonna drop them? But obviously so much has happened, and you know, now it's just about finding the time to just release them. So they will be coming out soon. You know, and don't you worry, Owxn will be back in the building. Like next year, just watch out on it. You know, I'm gonna dive into it, and you know, I'm working with some very successful people in the industry now, you know, and you know, I thank him so much, you know, Dan, for helping me with everything he is at the moment. But you know, he's done some pretty good stuff in the music industry. You know, he's made it, you know, and he knows what to do, and he's taken me under his wing as well, and he's teaching me a lot of stuff, you know, not just about that, about trading, about other things as well, you know. And I know that like we're gonna build a partnership up as well in that. So things are gonna take off.
That's
like
good.
next year is gonna be lit, man. It's gonna be lit. Yeah, next year's the year.
Well, your fans, I'm sure they'll be waiting for your new music to drop.
Trust.
For young people listening right now, what's the first step they should take if they want to follow a similar path that you took?
Just message me.
Yeah.
Easier that. Just message me, because I've got so many opportunities here, and I've got so much potential that I could share with you. You know, just message me. I'm always here. You know, always here. Wolfpack.chat. You know, you can find me OWEN HOPKINS on Instagram. You know, you can probably see my face on there as well. It's actually a profile picture. It's on the panel.
Oh, is it?
It's on the panel when I met you, bro. But yeah, just feel free to drop me a message. Easy as that, you know, because I can talk with you, I can connect with you, and I could probably send you in the right direction. Do you know what I mean? And if not, I could give you the drive. I can share with you some energy, you know, and that's all I want to do, just push people in the right direction.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. Like OWEN HOPKINS, I want to say thank you for coming onto Glo Talks today. You know, my platform is for people like yourselves who's got a story and they're building from that story. You know, you don't let your story define who you are. I didn't let my story define who I am. So I'm glad I got a platform for younger generations like yourself that are growing and you want to support other people. Do you know what I'm saying? You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot of mental hardship, you know, facing suicidal thoughts on more than one occasion. But yet you're here today and sharing your story, and it's going to be an inspiration for someone else listening. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I strongly believe there is a lot of men just struggling in general. Do you know what I'm saying? And they need stories like people like you know. So it's like he's been there, he's come through the other end, you know. Yeah. So guys, check out OWEN HOPKINS social media page. Check him out on Instagram. Your music's on Apple Music.
Yeah, OWXN space X. You'll find it.
Apple Music, Spotify, everything, YouTube. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Man, big respect. Thanks for having me, bro.
Love
Serious.
coming on.
I just want to say, right, to everyone watching this, I really hope you enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure, you know, and I love speaking about my story, you know, because it's made me into the person I am today. And I tell you guys, right, everyone has a story. Everyone's going through something. Everyone has a struggle, but it's what you do that really matters, and it's how you come out the other side. Never, ever, ever give up, because I'm telling you, there is light on the other side. Thank you, man.
No, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. The first note to the final word. Owen Hopkins has shown us that greatness is not born in the spotlight. It's forged in the shadows, in the quiet moments where you choose to rise again. His path reminds us that the road is rarely straight and often steep, but for those who walk it with faith, vision, and discipline, the destination is worth the climb. Today's conversation was not just about music or business. It was about the art of becoming. And as we close, let this story be a reminder. You can turn pain into power, setbacks into stepping stones, and dreams into destiny. This is Glo Talks, where we train the body, train the mind, and keep the fire burning for those bold enough to build their own story.
I don't know where I belong, what is right and what is wrong. Studying music, writing these songs, that's all I've been working on. I've been tired of this for long, putting a smile in front of this sad face, trying to get past this heartache. All of these people have hurt me, they'll come back like it's 30.